What's up, guys? Let's get into some work today. Between the episodes, I did a little bit. I set up Appetite getting processed here in this electrolyzer, and that's going to get us some more chlorine, some more calcium, and then a new resource, phosphorus. This phosphorus we're using in the electric blast furnace to get this phosphorus doped monocrystalline silicon boule. So that's set up over here. And I also had an issue with steel that I found. This guy is running at EV. I did go through and swap out all these energy hatches for HV energy hatches just so that everything will run better. This top set of EBFs here has 2 energy hatches though, so it's now running at EV. I also went ahead and set up 3 more turbines just to get us some more power coming in. These 2 are hooked up to a new network, the Flex network, the wireless network. And these 2 are hooked up to our old network. And these guys are making about 512. That kind of spikes up real high there. But from this guy, you can see it's draining quite a bit. And that's just from the network, but we are in a spot of net gaining over here. These guys are full, and I also upgraded some storage over here and put some flux cells over here. And I put the MV upgrade kit and also this stabilizer, so it's got more capacity. So these can hold 72 million forge energy per tick, and that'll help us get through the night. And the steel issue was that this multi-block actually changed. It has this sturdy steam machine casing now. So it actually is different than it was before. And I'm not certain why this is not working. Wrought iron. Oh, I ran out of charcoal. I need another stack of charcoal blocks. There we go. So that's there. So, and this is pretty slow. So doing a block of steel, it gets us 144. Gets us the steel in 144 seconds. Versus the steel ingot in this guy. This is 36 seconds. So it's faster to do it by the block. That's why I had blocks in there, because I was trying to catch back up. But we had actually run out of steel because this is where our steel production has been at. And since we had this drawer upgraded, it was just fine because I had like 16,000 steel, but just over time, this machine being broken, we chewed through all that steel. So I set up another double EBF over here making steel. These boules are being processed down here. I set them up so that they'll be cut into these wafers. And today, what I want to do is work on these chips. But I found something really cool. Check this out. It's my channel. So the web displays mod, you can display any web page that you want. You just put it in there, and that actually works. You can actually browse through the page. So we can go back and then click on the most recent video, and it'll actually start playing. And we could go like full screen. All right, guys, let's get started into another episode. Between this episode and the last, look at that. Like, plays everything, and we can actually let it sit there. We can actually like hit that mute and let the last episode just like sit and play. We could even like watch a movie on here if we wanted to. That's pretty neat. But what you should do is go back and make sure you hit this subscribe button. And on the videos, when you're watching the videos, including this one, hit the like button. That really helps out. Subscribe to the channel. We're up to 582 subscribers, which is awesome. And the likes on the videos and comments on the videos makes it so YouTube knows that people are seeing it, watching it, and enjoying it, and it'll show it to more people. So hit that up. That's pretty neat. We'll be using more of this from web displays in the future. But like I said, what I want to do today is get the final tier of these, because that is going to be, we're going to get the ULV, the LV, the MV circuit, also the HV circuit. Did I put that in here? Not the HV circuit yet, because I wanted to get the final last circuit and get these automated so that those are good to go. We'll get into this HV circuit, but then we're getting close to the EV circuit, which is really awesome. This guy here, we're going to use this recipe. I think the only thing that we don't have is these SOCs. Yeah, these system on chip. So we're going to need a new engraver. We will use this recipe. So we're going to need a new laser engraver, so another emitter. Let's grab some chromium and put that into our lathe to get rods. Why is this not working? That's a centrifuge, not a lathe. That's a lathe. There we go. Okay, so the emitter. Laser engraver, fantastic. And we're going to need a cyan lens. So we're going to need cyan dye. So sulfuric acid, cyan dye. That we can craft this way. We just need one. We need 2 salt. And then we need sulfuric acid. Let's grab a cell for that. Can I not grab that? Universal cell. That should work. There it goes. And that is in a chemical reactor. Do I have a chemical reactor over here? No, but I do have one down here. We use this to make our other dye. So bam, bam, and bam. We'll do that. And then we're going to need another glass lens, which is glass pane in a lathe. And it's this glass pane. So an alloy smelter with glass dust on the plate mold. Glass dust. And have an alloy smelter over here. Yes, plate mold, fantastic. Take that guy and take this cyan dye. We have to change this back to a universal cell, apparently. The glass lens is made in a lathe. Let's grab more of these. Go back to our lathe over here. And that is really slow. Okay. What else are we going to need? We've got the laser engraver. That will go there. And then this goes into a cutter. So we need another cutter. I did make a bunch of those plates. Apparently that was all of them. So we've got that and that. We just need our glass lens. And that is a chemical bath. So we can do that and that. And that's pretty slow as well. That should show up in here. This has to go in the clean room, right? Yep, because we're doing it at HV. So cutter, laser engraver. And we're doing cutter, laser engraver. This cutter is going to, let's see, first thing that we need to make is this guy, the SOC. So we're going to put in the laser engraver, these wafers. Just one and stock. Are these not connected? Nope, there it is. So that's going in there. And that's probably a quest, so I'll take it out. Then I'll move it over. So that is going to be cut with the light, with the cyan lens, and then that goes into a cutter itself. Okay. Need one of those and one of those. Bam. That was not. This gets lubricant for the fastest. Insert lubricant. And it's 45 millibuckets. Boom, there we go. So this needs to auto export. This needs to auto export. That has a single deal on it. "25 seconds. That's going to get pushed over to here. Excellent. Okay. And if we take this, we're going to lock it and link it. Okay, red alloy belt and fine tin wire. Fine tin. We do have fine tin wire. Now we just need the red alloy bolt, red alloy ingot, and an extruder. Pop one of these down over here. Right there. And for the bolt, it's an extruder on a bolt mold. Sounds like something's running out of power. I don't think it is. So let's do that. And you are going to insert red alloy. There we go. Let's take a couple of these. I only need one. We'll go export that down. Gonna lock that and grab our drawer from over here. Hook that up. Now for this NAND chip, everything else we have plastic printed circuit boards. We have 227 of those. I feel like there's something wrong with an automation over here. This needs that. Do I have a filter on this? I do not. So let's put a robot arm on there. And it's going to be a keep exact export. We'll say 8. Now if I take these out, Yeah, there we go. That's better. And these are pretty cheap. I could probably put a hopper on the side of this. And they'll slowly get dumped into there. Let's see. Yeah, I think one already went in. Let's up this to 12. So that shouldn't ever happen again. There we go. So now it'll always keep one recipe in there. Yes. Now I could put this into a large chemical reactor. Sub-tick parallels, perfect overclock. Okay, so that's running better than it was. I didn't realize that had broken. I guess I wasn't using these for something. I don't know what I was using these for. Anyways, this first one here, we've got all of this liquid soldering alloy, right? Yep. Okay, so we need a circuit assembler for that. This we can make. This we can make. I think I just need fine red alloy wire. And then we're going to make these SMD resistors as well. So let's do that first. Fine electrum wire. We have fine electrum wire. Fantastic. So let's get an assembler. That'll go there. And it's going to get carbon, fine electrum, liquid polyethylene. Carbon, fine electrum. Polyethylene. 288. Fantastic. And then we just put carbon, fine electrum, liquid polyethylene. Look at that. Now that's working. SMD resistors. That might be a quest. That is a quest. Extract there. Sweet. Lock it, link it. Okay, the next thing. Each one of these guys takes a circuit assembler. So let's get 4. Ooh, we can't use... Has to be these HV. I want it to be HV. So I'm going to need EV circuits, which means I need the top HV circuit, which means I need each circuit going down as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's head over here because I think I have a circuit assembler here. So we're going to have to batch just a couple of these in our system. So let's grab 8. Let's grab 12. The SOC. That's 1 for 1. the bolts, red alloy bolts. We need 24 of those. 24 fine. 10. And soldering alloy. We'll just take a bucket. How slow is this? 15 seconds. Okay. One that makes 12. So I don't need to do that. I get 12. That's still going to go in there. What do I need for the EV circuit? Blue alloy? What's blue alloy? Alloy smelter, electrotine, and silver. Electrotine, electrum, and redstone. I think I have another mixer over here. No, that's a pulverizer or a macerator. So I'm going to need to put a mixer here for electrotine. I'm debating on whether I should put like another line on top there. No. Let's get... Let's just, for now, add on here. So I'm going to try and put 1, 2, 3, 4... my 4 circuits down here. So we can put the mixer... Well, we're going to put the mixer and the alloy smelter down. So let's see. Mixer. Easy enough. Tack these on as well. Okay. And then this has a little bit of space left. Okay. So this is going to get insert of 1 redstone, 1 electrum on circuit 1. And that might be fast. Might be real fast. So let's hook this guy up. And let's go ahead and connect these as well. Okay. This gets redstone, electrum. It's not that fast. Over here is going to be the alloy smelter. Silver, silver dust. Silver and electrotine, or possibly silver dust. Which one do I have more of? Silver dust is on passive. Okay, we'll just use Is one faster than the other? 2.5, 2.5. No, the dust. I'm going to use the ingot. 4. Silver, electrotine. Oh, I didn't link the electrotine. This needs to be auto. It's going to be auto, so lock both of these and link them. This doesn't have max upgrades on it, does it? There's no way. No, it doesn't. There we go. Let's up this to 2. This one to 8. Change this way. This is not very fast. I need to make, I need to start working on the multi-block mixers. Large mixer, that's going to take Kovar casings, which takes Kovar ingots, which means we need a vacuum freezer. Kovar dust is just iron, nickel, and cobalt. Okay. Okay, there's our blue alloy. And which means we can put blue alloy bolts here. Let's move this. I want to put it there. Do that, and we'll move these to here. There we go. And then we'll put another extruder down here. Extruder right there, and you will get blue alloy ingot. And that is going to be on a bolt mold. Sweet. Put that there. And auto export. Lock it. Link it. Now over here, one more drawer. Bam. So those were running, which means while that was happening, this made what there was something I was waiting on for this. Oh, it was the resistor. Okay. CPU chip. And we just need one, right? Let's grab one. We've got that. Resistor. Got a resistor. Capacitor and transistor. Capacitor. Transistor. These, what was it? Is it the capacitor? Nope. Okay. And then this is fine red alloy wire. We do not have that. Oh, that's for the other one. This one is fine copper. And it needs 2. Going back to the capacitor, we actually need 2 of those. And the transistor. Pop those in there. Another resistor. There we go. Okay, now for the HV circuit, it's all the same. It just needs more. The fine red alloy wire, which is on 3. Auto export. This is going to get a filter. Just 1 red alloy. Lock and link. And we need how many of those? 4? Excellent. And it's a CPU chip. A resistor. 2, 4 capacitors or transistors, and 4 of those. We drop those in there. Boom, grab those. Getting quests unlocked. More things. This is making the MV circuit. There we go. Awesome. We're missing a couple of things here, but that's all right. Now the HV guy takes 2 MV circuits. Okay. Let's move that there. This is our end goal. A couple of EVs, which are going to take 2 HVs. So I need more MV circuits. Okay. I have those in there. So let's do 9. 9 MV circuits, which means I'm going to need 36. 36 of those. 36 of those. Fine. Red. The resistors, I'm going to need 16. And then the CPU chips, 9. Okay, so those are going to sit and run. Okay, and we're going to need 5 Do I have the RAM wafer yet? I do. Excellent. What am I missing here? For this, oh, it's the same on the resistor. So I need 20 more resistors. Okay. And then from there, making these HVs that we're going to upgrade to the EVs because we need the HV circuit assembler. That's what we're going for. And if we're going to use 5, it means we need 10 EV circuits. All this other stuff is easy. If we need 10 EV circuits, it means we need 20 HV, which means we need 40 MV. This is not going to be enough. I'm going to have to double this recipe. So let me gather these up and I'll be right back. Okay, so hit another roadblock. A new thing that we don't have, another new one, are these inductors. And I was looking through, and the recipe we're going to go with, as much as I don't want to have to set up another process, I know that we're going to need tantalum in the future. So we're going to go ahead and set up this one. This is the best recipe for the SMD inductors. To get the tantalum, we're going to have to process some of this crushed tantalite. I think I'm going to just put it into, let's do a thermal centrifuge. That'll give us a chance at niobium. And then we'll take this refined, put it into a macerator for a chance at tantalite and tantalum. And then the tantalite we'll have to put into an electrolyzer to get us more manganese, tantalum, and oxygen. So we're going to have to get a, was it a thermal centrifuge is what I said? Yeah, so let's get one of these guys. Simple enough. And yeah, I'm going to set it up here. This is going to get tantalum. That's going to go there. We're going to need a new interface, which will go there. And then these need to be connected. On this down, this is going to have an insert. And I need more fluid cards. Take a bunch of these guys. And on the down, fluid, that, and I need item cards too. Might as well grab them while we're in here, kind of playing around. Get a bunch of both of them. Okay. So tantalum, and this is going to get, let's push it into a drawer. This is 20 seconds. Let's see, at HV it's 5 seconds, and then this is processed in a grinder, 5 seconds. Okay. And then the tantalite in an electrolyzer is 10 seconds. So we will have extra. Actually, we won't, because it takes 9 to process. I would set it up here, but this takes HV and sodium persulfate, and I am not ready to do that just yet. Sulfur, sodium. We'll probably have to use an electrolyzer, which means, oh, we're already getting this. We already have sodium bisulfate. Yeah, we have a decent amount of that. Okay, so this is going to get pushed We'll push down, and then we'll also push over. The niobium will go down. Let's do a double drawer. No. Niobium. Lock that and link it. And then we're going to say auto import down. This is going to have an extract on 1. And the refined tantalum, I'm going to put a filter to allow or deny that. So that's not going to come out of there anymore. Deny. Yes, there we go. And then the refined tantalum, we're going to put into a macerator. We need a robot arm and a filter. That's going to go here, and I need a screwdriver. I'm going to say you import that. So that's working. The tantalite is going to get electrolyzed. The tantalum just gets smelted. I'll probably save it though. I could push these both down. Push them both down. No. Where is my manganese? We got 2K of that, and we do have that on a void drawer. So we'll just import this back into the system. Tantalite and tantalum. I'll export down. I'm going to need another robot arm. And a filter. And then the tantalite is going to be electrolyzed. And that tantalite. Import. This needs a stocking tantalite. This is going to get an export item and an export fluid. Not tantalum, manganese, oxygen. 19, 21, fantastic. The refined is going to go in here. Great. That goes there. Awesome. And now, to be able to make these, we need the tantalum wire. And I should maybe put tantalum over here. Upper limit, we'll say 512 and then call it 256. Where's my charcoal at? Ooh, we are really low on charcoal. We are not making wood fast enough. Okay, let's take a look over here and see what we can do. So you're running at HV. I think I ran out over here of space. I'm going to put an overflowed destruction card on here because our pyrolysis oven stopped working. Now it should turn back on. Yeah, there it goes. 20 charcoal every 16 seconds is not very good. I could switch this over and run it on EV. Every 8 seconds we get 20 charcoal. We could use this. This would make it faster. Nitrogen. Import. Output bus. Output hatch. Input bus. I could put another input bus on here. Move this maintenance hatch over here. Flip it inside so we don't have to look at it. Let's move and change this. Yeah, let's change it to EV. Why not? We're working on it. HV energy hatch. Okay, and then an input hatch. And if we take a look at the pyrolysis oven, creosote, 1 bucket, so a ULV input hatch. That's going to do that. We need interface with nitrogen. And then we need to change this to circuit 2. Now that's 4 seconds. Yeah, that's a lot faster. Because what was it before? 16? 32? I mean, it's not like it's a complete fix, but... Okay, it'll take a little while to back up on that. Okay, what were we doing? Tantalum. Oh, yeah. So let's put that not here, actually. Let's start it over on this side. This guy is going to stock tantalum dust. And I want to store it someplace. Let's put it here, actually. That kind of makes sense. There we go. And let's get a tantalum dust. And throw it in an input bus that's going to cook. Do its thing. Pop it in there. Lock it and link it. Now, over here, all we got to do is put tantalum dust in here. And do that. Okay. There's no way to just process it super fast. We can cook, but we can't get the raw. Okay. We've got crushed, so we have to go through some of these processes in some sort of way. We could just like wash it right into purified. Oh, that doesn't give us anything. Okay. So we've got a stack. Oh, I don't want that in there. And this is fine tantalum wire, so another wire mill. There's no circuit on this wire mill? Okay. Fine tantalum wire. Hold a stack. Okay, so we got that. Now we need this nickel zinc ferrite ring, which means we're going to need an alloy or a blast furnace with ferrite mixture dust. So we need another mixer. With nickel, zinc, iron on 2. Nickel, zinc, iron on 2. Auto export. Nickel, zinc, iron. That guy turns on. Okay. And another set on the blast furnace. That's with oxygen. Okay, Cooper Nickel MV. So what I'm going to do is go set this up. I'm going to set up another EBF here, and then I'll be right back. All right. This should be good. Now that I got all the I/O set up, and grab 2 of these. That goes there, and then we rotate, and it should kick on. Oh, I didn't set the... Oh. Let's grab another energy hatch. Let's see, that one is on this, so if I moved this one down... Let's try and hook up. It's going to give us problems, but this might fix it. Can we underclock this? No. What we need to do is just change this back. Now that I have more of the silicon bools, it's fine. But I had upgraded these to run at EV, so they were faster. But so the nickel zinc ferrite ingot, that's going to go here. And do this. Okay, those are in there, and let's throw down another heat-proof casing. All right, so we're getting closer. The inductors take this, which takes an extruder and a ring mold. Ring mold and another extruder. Bam. Bam. Bingo. Auto. Set this to import. Nickel zinc ferrite. That's giving us rings. Lock that and grab our drawer back from over here. Bam. There we go. Okay, now we need the SMD inductor. That's made in an assembler, which I think I still have. Oh, I'm gonna say I think I still have some conveyor modules, but I was out. Make another batch of them. Assembler. Transistor. Oops. Transistor. Gets a couple of pieces. It gets that. It gets that. Stocking, and then it gets fluid as well. 144 millibuckets. Okay. Now we just have to put the ring and the tantalum wire in. And these, I am going to be using these LUV, ZPM, IV. Yeah, so we're going to let that fill up and take pretty much a whole drawer. Yeah. Lock it, link it. Okay. So we're real close here. I think the EV, yeah, that needs a clean room. So I think we have pretty much everything that we need to get rolling here. Let's put that in there. Put that there. Let's put away a bunch of stuff that I don't need. And let's see, to make the HV. So I'm gonna need, if I times it by 10, no, I'm gonna need 80 resistors, or 80, what are those, inductors? So that's a stack, and then I need 36 more, right? No, I need 80. Let's see, because that's times 10. Yes, it needs to be double. So we also need 80 RAM chips. So we'll take a stack, half a stack. We'll keep the extras over here, we'll say. And then I'm going to need a lot more of the fine red alloy. And then quite a bit more as well, 80. We'll grab 2 stacks of the capacitors. And that, we can make that in an MV circuit assembler. Bam. We just have to keep filling it up with these things. I could put like a hopper up here. That's going to make HV circuits, which will be a quest here. And that was that quest. Now we're just waiting to get our HV or our EV circuit. So I'm going to let these batch craft up, and I'm going to grab all of our resources from here. I do have all of this. We've got diodes, the RAM chips we just grabbed, fine electrum wired, blue alloy bolts. We are all good there. So I'm going to gather all this up and get ourselves prepped for the EV circuits. And then we're going to use those to make this, the advanced circuit assembler. Actually, we're going to make a couple of them. So I'll be right back. All right, here we are, the last EV circuit. Well, the first set of EV circuits. Then we're going to make our circuit assembler, our 5 circuit assemblers. Boom. Check that out. All right, circuit assembler, vacuum freezer, distiller. We are moving right along. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe and like. Okay. Over here, this will be a really simple process. We just need, we just need 5 of these. And this should be ready to rock. Boom. That's a quest as well. It's leading into the IV circuit, which actually we would be able to get into immediately. Oh, man, we could just jump right in. We just don't have the other infrastructure. But what we can do here is set this up on an import. Like so. Plastic, SOC, red alloy, fine tin, and then fluid, 72 millibuckets. I want to delete this. $72 millibuckets. Okay. Now, I might have to put down one more interface. Let's see. Plastic, SOC, red alloy, fine tin, liquid soldering alloy. And let's upgrade this. Whoops. Let's upgrade this to 144, 248, or 288. There we go. Now he's going to make chips. And yeah, I'm not going to put any downgrades or anything on these. This one is this guy, and it's not going to be these diodes, actually. It's going to be these. So this gets an insert, plastic, CPU, capacitor, transistor, fine copper wire, and resistor. And fluid. $72 millibuckets. Just need to add the CPU chip, capacitor, transistor, fine wire, and I'm gonna need another base. Pop him there, that on the down. It's an import. And on the down, I'm also gonna need a fluid import as well to be able to work with. And that gets more resistors. Do I have resistors here? No. So resistor, and let's just change this to 10. And this should start working. Let's see. That's the NAND chip. This is supposed to be this. I have something extra in here. No, 6 items, 6 items, 6 items, but they're not set correctly. Supposed to be 2, 2. There we go. Put those in there, and then here it's going to be the LV. Auto export. This is going to be HV. Need more filters. One, then it's 4, 4, 4, 4, and 72. One of those, not this. Then for the fluid, fine red alloy wire. Is that all that was left? Yep. Okay. That's going there. Just a little slower than I would like. These need to be upgraded. Yeah, let's do 2 of those, 2 of those. Let's do actually 4. Let's change those to 10, so they're always full. I don't want any of these to really be, like, blinking out. Okay, and go export, and then finally, these are the HV. Which is 1, 2, 4, 144. 1, 2, 4. What's next? The capacitor. And that's 8. The chip, which is 4. Finally, the red alloy wire, which is 8. Yep. Stock that. What's not in here? That. I also need the 144, the liquid solder. MV, RAM chip, SMD. The SMD was 4. RAM chip was 4. Those are 4. So that guy's working. He's gonna auto export. Sweet. And finally, over here, our centerpiece is going to be EV circuit. Which will have those, two of those. The diode gets 4 diodes. 4 of the RAM, 16 of those, and 16 of those. Fluid soldering alloy at 144. And then I just need to put these in here. There's 1. That's 2. This should be 4. That's 4. 16. 16. Soldering alloy. Ooh, our power is struggling. Really? Interesting. Am I pulling more amps than I'm supposed to be? No, definitely not. Let's grab a point just for now. Just throw a little band-aid on here. Boom, look at that. EV circuits. Automated. And we're gonna store 2,000 of those as well. Lock it. Link it. Boom, EV circuits. We have stepped into EV. That means we can get the vacuum freezer, the distillation tower. We're going to have to probably set up these guys now that we have tantalum. So I'll get these set up. I don't even remember what we needed the EV circuit for. What were we working on? I don't know that there was something specific in here. Maybe the multi-block upgrade kit. I know that I do want this because this is going to get us into the next stage of the game. Awesome. Look at that. We've already got 1,000 of those. Everything's running nice and smoothly. We're making enough of that, making enough of that. We might not be making enough blue alloy just because this electrotine is slow. But there's not really a good way for me to make that faster. And going up to EV or using the large mixer might be faster. How's our charcoal going? Oh, look at that. We fixed our charcoal. I did upgrade the charcoal burner to run on EV. We were having charcoal issues. But we are all good now. Look at that. We've already got 2K SMD inductors. And we've got tons and tons of circuits now. 17 EV circuits. Before you know it, all those drawers will be full and we'll have 2,000 of each of those circuits. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. Once again, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for stopping in.